What inspired you to pick zombies as a subject for your film?
I do a lot of pop culture documentaries, and so I tend to keep my finger on the pulse of trends in pop culture, and so zombies in the past few years, have been trending, really big time.
Zombie films are now, over the past few years, starting to move more into the mainstream kind of cinema. Why do you think this is beginning to change?
It is because finally Hollywood is actually taking chances now, and they're banking on the fact that zombies are going to be big, and they're right. But they are making PG-13 zombie films, right? It brings a new generation, different generations to consider the genre as something viable. And film is probably the most popular medium of our age. So if you want to tell a story, telling it through film is a powerful thing to do.
And historically, zombie films are kind of associated with kind of more low budget films.
Yeah.
What about those production values do you think still makes those kind of films appealing nowadays?
There's just something about the creativity that comes out from being pushed, from not having a whole lot of money and having to think outside the box, that seems to fit the genre really well. It doesn't mean that there's not some great, big budget films, but across the board, a lot of the great horror films are low budget.
You spoke with some interesting filmmakers such as Simon Pegg and George Romero, but also scientists and professors. What did you personally take away from speaking with them?
I think that they all have a very interesting perspective on zombie culture, but I really enjoyed speaking with a scientist, and I think the most interesting one to me was the entomologist from Penn State University, who is essentially responsible for the ant-like behavior of zombies in World War Z, the movie, and who studies zombie ants. There are zombies in nature, and so to me that was really sort of eye and mind opening to think about, wow, okay, so if this happens in the animal kingdom or in the insect world, is this something that could happen to us too?
There's quite a lot of debate as to whether people think zombies should be fast-moving or whether they should be slow-moving.
Right.
Why do you think people get so passionate about this, and what's your personal opinion on it?
Well, of course, people who embrace a genre and are very, very passionate about it will have very definite tastes. And so people who were raised with the George Romero films, there's a certain amount of rules that get created and built around that. And so that's the slow, shambling, flesh-eating zombie. That's what we call the modern zombie. And so people get attached. They really get attached to that. I'm not. I love the Romero zombie, just like the purists, but I feel that for a genre to really grow and thrive, you have to try different things. You have to try new things.
Well, thank you very much. I think that's all out of questions. So
Awesome.
Thank you very much for
Thank
talking
you.
to us today. It's been a pleasure.